addition we added on the truck are our anchor points. We have them on each side and corners of our rescue body. And the ones on the rear are in the horizontal fashion, and the ones closest to the cab are in the vertical fashion. The purpose of that is the ones off the rear, when our system hangs from a carabiner, it can roll and can work off the side, or it can work off the rear of the truck. Another addition to the anchor bolts up high are our larger anchors. We have 2 of these that we can insert into our receivers. One unique concept with this, however, is as you see here, using these, we have to use a webbing sling around the anchor bolts due to the fact that the carabiner opening is not large enough to go over the anchor bolt itself. So pretty simple, just a small webbing sling around it, as we typically would anyway, to prevent some metal on metal during our rope rescue. Another thing we're also adding, this is a prototype, for lack of better terms, that's going to be used to go over our eyelets on the side of the truck. This is the idea we're looking at that are being prefabbed or being manufactured for us. This is kind of the test model. The actual versions we're going to use are going to be probably a little bit wider and a little bit longer, but the idea is to put these over the eyelets to hang down on the side of the truck to prevent damage from the carabiners or any hardware that we may hang on the side anchor bolts. These will be stored on top of the truck in the extra rope rescue compartment. They went up there during our walkthrough, but that's the plan, is to put these in that area, because to deploy them, we'll more than likely have to deploy them from the top of the truck or from the tailboard here to deploy them up. So with that being said, a very basic concept we have for our anchor systems here is working off the side of the truck. A common rope rescue situation we've had here are roadside rescues with some of our embankments. So with the roadside rescues, we have that managing the lip of that embankment with our rope systems. So by putting these anchor bolts up high, we can mitigate our rope systems where we can negotiate that edge a little bit easier. So to demonstrate that, we've got a very simple single line setup. A lot of times we'll use a dual line setup for demonstration purposes. However, well, I'm demonstrating this with a single line. Is we can come down low with our side anchor here with our sling, and our preferred method is to use our MPD. And as with all other technical rescue topics, this is just a basic setup review. This is not an in-depth review on the MPD or any of our techniques, but the basic concept is the load side. It comes around a pulley in here and comes out the friction side or the control side here. And as you can see, this prevents any of the load coming out, and it is controlled, the load is controlled by the T-handle here that releases the load out. So the concept is, we'll have our MPD here, or even our rescue aid or brake wall rack or whatever friction device we want to use to control our load. The unique thing with the MPD, however, is we can take this system here and lower them down with the MPD. We can take the bight of rope here, put another pulley here, and then make this into a mechanical advantage. So we can lower our load down. As you see here, the line comes up to a change of direction pulley here and can go down the embankment. So if you can imagine, the rescue truck is on the side of the road. We have a roadside embankment here. By having that elevated anchor will allow us to negotiate that lip of that embankment a little easier. This here is a new setup for us, so we actually haven't used it on a call yet, so I'm sure we may have to tweak some things here or there. But even if this anchor bolt is not in an ideal location, we can put this setup here up high. We can put it on the back anchor bolt. The only problem with that is our haul line is less of a distance. So this is a very basic setup for our low angle environments. We can obviously use these anchor plates, anchor bolts for other aspects as well. We can take our other anchor bolt, put on the rear of the truck, and have a main and a safety anchor working off the rear, or we've got our 2 sides, we can also do. So with that, that's a very basic review of our rope rescue setup for our low angle environments and the specialty use of our anchor systems on Rescue 1.